Hey riders, yes, it's time. Team GRC Sunday short race. Let me get situated here. May 5th. Yes, can you believe it? It's May 5th. What's really good about that is in 13 days, I guess 2 weeks, it's the 19th, I'm off to Cabo. Looking forward to that. Probably my favorite place to go. Just to chill out in the sun, eat a lot of food, get fat. Oh yeah, love it. Hey, so not in the race today, obviously. More details on that to come. Nothing major. I'm just really sore today. But it looks like we got a nice little group here. Just scrolling down through the names. Let me just jump out of this. I want to get on the action. Okay, so what we got here is Tulada de Chia. We are in Sardinia, in Italy. Off the, I guess it would be the west coast of, that's right, isn't it? Sardinia? Yeah, the west coast of Italy. One of the islands there. So we are straight off to the races. I think some of the fastest times should be about half an hour, is my guess. That's like a 40k an hour average, and you got to throw those 332 meters of climbing in, roughly 1,000 feet of climbing. Let's just bounce around here. Ooh, look at Jetro right to the front. Jetro, Alex, Imonda. I think I saw Neil jumping here. Spin Jedi, Sonny 15, Grosgrat, which is very similar to another name I know from the Muckers group. But it's not that person. Yaya Reki. Yaya Reki is someone who I've seen a lot in the Muckers races. Hey, here's Neil himself right here. Neil is joining up, getting into a Team GRC Sunday short race. Yaya Reki's right nearby. SR71, John here. I saw this quickly this morning. I was looking at who signed up. We've got another Jaeger here. We got Dirk Jaeger. I think I saw Tony signed up this morning too. Tony Jaeger. Let's just bounce down. Plu Plu did not start. Luke. Plu Plu may start because they're still connected. They don't realize that we didn't start. Maybe they think we start at 8:30. I've done that myself. Sorry, it's 8:15 start time for me. I'm just saying 8:30. Some people, it's like they think it's on the half hour, top of the hours. We're doing it at an 8:15, not to coincide with other races. We got Dez out here in pursuit of Miauchka and Forka 65 with 918 at swim bike run. 918 swim bike run. Now, what does that mean? What does 918 swim bike run mean? Obviously, triathlete. Forko's just blasting up the hill here. Getting into his rhythm. Just going around Andy Lloyd. And swim bike run's getting into his rhythm as well. KB Jake's back. KB Jake is back. Been showing up probably at least the last 3 races I've seen KB Jake. Scottish Terrier. I know I've seen this name before. Been a long time since I've seen them though. We've also got Nelly 68. Looks like they're from Wales. Jesse is here again. Awesome. Jesse is just tagging back onto this group. And Jesse's probably just going to start working their way up through the field. I just saw Dana on there for a second. Let's see what else we got. We got Rook, Mitka. Kraken's here. With Danon, David 1951, Nico Tep, Nikoti YP. Yeah, let's just say whatever we can. Kristen should do quite well up this hill, getting super strong. Look at her riding 3 watts per kilo up the hill. And I gotta say, I don't know how long I've known Kristen for. It's got to be, let's say, since last December. What are we talking? 5 months? Coming up on 6 months now? That, I've seen Kristen around in the GRC events and Gem City events. I think she's like drastically improved her cycling ability. I don't know how much riding Kristen does outside. She does do some. I know because she does have an outside bike. But her numbers are really good. Look at these numbers for her. Like, she's 5 watts a kilo. But I mean, any of this stuff, if you could push 3 watts a kilo up these hills with your body weight, you're going to do quite well. You're going to pull away from people. So, great job, Kristen, here. David's doing nice, too. We go back to Nico. Gitgar 69. on the descent now. So this course is basically just a bunch of rollers up until, 3/4. Then we're going downhill, and just it looks like maybe, you know, just the slightest bit of false flatty to the finish. It looks like it's going up a tiny bit to me, but we're talking like less than 1%. Jesse here was way at the back at the beginning, has now moved up to 16th place in pursuit of Iman to 70. Bouncing up 5 meters ahead is Neil Mucker, 1974. We've got John and Gilles riding together. So SR71 and Gilb underscore CA here. There's the other Jaeger, Dirk Jaeger. I haven't seen Tony's name yet, so maybe he didn't start. Anthony's here. And Anthony's doing really well. Great climber. Look at him just smashing some watts here. I just saw him jump to 7.5. Betcha he stood up there. He's out of the saddle, just cranking it. Just sat himself back down again. Chasing after Yaya Reki. And again, I've called Yaya Reki a lot on probably those Thursday races that the Muckers Worldwide puts on. We got one of these crazy names. These are the classification names. I think this comes through Mamaki, these A5, whatever. Look at Anthony. Just hammering up the hill. Towing Yaya Reki with him, though. Maybe these two can work together. I'm not sure if our friend here, Mark, is going to chase them. Looks like they may be just riding a little bit more conservatively today. Let's keep moving up, though. I just saw Bashak's name. Yeah, we got Bashak and Alex here together. Alex looks like he's doing perfect today. I know, and again, folks, riders, guys, whatever you want to go by. I haven't been in that present in the Discord. I'm working. But I am following. Follow when I can, jump in when I can. I know Alex said that he was feeling a little bit, blah, plateauy, Looks like it's not affecting you, Alex. You're doing great. So just keep doing you. I think maybe he just kind of got into a cycle where he saw the improvements, because Alex has had huge improvements as well. You will plateau. And then you start feeling like, is this it? But no, he's doing fine. If he's chilling with Bashak, you're doing absolutely fine. So I think these two will ride together. Like, they know what they're doing. They're going to take their turns. Bashak here. They're both riding about 3.5 watts per kilo. Up ahead, though, we've got a rider named Lucas Vecchi. Pushing some good power here. Obviously, that's because of the bump that they just hit. They just tagged over a little bump. And then it's about 140 meters back to Alex and Bashak. They're probably trying to get back on with this group, because this is the hitters group up here, folks. This is the hitters group. So, at the front, it's taken a while to get to the front today, hasn't it? We're going from the back to the front. That's how we do around here. Inside Cycling World, your commentator, Colin as usual. Okay, now I'm getting into it, folks. Now the juices are flowing. I'm getting pumped. I'm into it. So, in our front group of 5, we've got a rider here called Guate, Spin Jedi. Great to see him again. We've got our coach here with us. We got Jetro, Sonny 15. So that's our front 5 there. That's a really strong group. Now, I don't know Lucas Vecchi. I think I've seen Guate around before, but now that I'm looking at his name in that, kind of a lower level, level for Rouvy rider. I'm not saying anything about his ability here, obviously. Because, it looks like he's pushing very strong here. They all are. This front group, this is the 5 watt per kilo group here. Get on the back, maybe you can chill out at 3 to 4 watts per kilo. Got Bashak and Alex still chasing hard. Let's have a little map look here. Take a little look at the map. They're all strung out along the coast. So this group here, circling on the map, that's our front 5. Then we've got Bashak and Alex chasing right there. Then we're going to jump back another couple hundred meters. We've got Moro, Yaya Reki, and Anthony together. You can see Anthony's name here is displayed right now. Jumping back further, we've got Jesse Margolius with Dirk Jaeger. And just a tiny bit further, we got SR71. Yeah, so they're all split up by like 50, 60 meters here. These little rollers are going to do the damage, that's for sure. So we're on Gitgar 69 here. Oh, nice group, Gitgar. This is a great group to be in. You've got Gilles from Team GRC, and you've got Neil. We all know Neil, Muckers Worldwide. So Neil's here. Great he could join up with us today. He was away last weekend doing his annual Flanders trip with some of the other muckers. I think I saw some pictures on Facebook. In fact, I know I did. Let's bounce back, see what's going on up here. So let's see what's going to happen here. Now, we got a little bump here. It's going to level off, and then we got more of a significant climb. We've climbed 139 meters now, with a 190 remaining. A good chunk of that's going to be in this next bump coming up. Let's just give it an estimate. Let's see how good I am at this. So I'm going to think by the time we get to where the mouse pointer is on the profile, we're going to be at around 230 meters. How about that? Maybe 225, something like that. I think it's about a 75-meter climb there. And I was going to put a little video, and I still will. I'm going to get back on some of my tips videos, starter videos. This is how I do Rouvy videos. Yeah, front five are still hanging together. I'm watching closely. Alex and Bashak are still together. Yaya Reki, Anthony, and Morrow are still together as well. Just going to bounce back again here. Yep, those three are still together. Perfect. Jump into the back. Let's see if anyone else did jump in. So, yeah, so these people probably jumped. Looks like someone else did, and they're like, I missed the start. Level 8 rider here. We got Van de Beek Quentin. Quentin Van de Beek. Okay. Just missed the start time, so that's okay. But we got Dez, just following Meow, chasing after Honest, Jack. I know Jack, Forco, yeah, huge mechanical there. Almost went over the guardrail on the side, just caught himself at the last second. Looks like he's crashed out, hopefully he recovers quickly. We got Andy, Scottish Terrier. Here's 918S, Swim Bike Run again. Sorry. It's not 918S. It's 918 Swim Bike Run. 918 Swim Bike Run. KB Jake. So everyone back here is pretty staggered out. We're just going to bounce up through the field quick. The front runners have hit that climb already. I'm going to have to go back to that because I think the fireworks might go off here. They might. And as you can see, it's happening. Jetro just got punted out the back a bit, but I think Jetro has the ability and the drive to get back on. I know he has the ability. It's just mentally, where's he at today? What is he trying to do? What's the accomplishments today? And he's slowly pulling himself back. So probably just caught out for a second, and you can get like discarded from the group real fast. So here he comes back on. He's back in the draft. Not that there's much draft right now, but he's back in the safety, the mental draft, if you want to call it that. Lucas Vecchi, Spin Jedi, Guate, and Sone 15. Awesome group at the front here. We've got some really good groups. If I look further back too, okay, is this group still together? Yeah, this group's blown up a bit as well. Yaya Reki's pushing ahead. Morrow is 8 meters behind him. Anthony's just falling off the back. It's going to flatten out. This will give Anthony a chance to bridge back on if possible. Yaya Reki's pushing strong, 3 watts per kilo. They're all riding 3.3 watts per kilo here. Anthony now pushing 3.5 for second there anyways. Back to 3. Jesse Margolis is coming up quick. So the last time we mentioned Jesse, I said he'd started from the very back. I'll have to watch the replay later, but I think Jesse had a very slow start, or maybe a slightly delayed start. I said he's going to work his way up the field. We caught up with him. He was in 16th, and now he's in 11th. Slowly working his way up. We've got 10th, 9th, and 8th right ahead of him. So those spots are there for the taking. Jesse's dragging Dirk Yeager here along. And just jumping back from that, we've got Gilles, Gitgar, and Neil coming up this hill. We're going to bounce back to the front because we're coming to the top of that climb. And so what do we say about this, folks? So right to the top, how close was I? And I'm going to call it, I think I said maybe we'll get to about 230 meters total climbing. 225, something like that. We're going to be close. We're at 220 now, 221. And I'll tell you, and I do this all the time when I ride myself or when I watch you. So I'm going to say, I'm looking at the profile in the top left. The top of the hill, the summit, is coming up right now. There we go. 225 meters. Hey, what can I say? What you can do, folks. Oh, yep. And I missed it all, that last little climb there. Jetro did get back on. I bet you the group of three, as I jumped away, they counterattacked when Jetro came back on, which caused a bit of stress. And then Lucas got punted out the back too. Jetro might have been just waiting for Lucas there to catch back on to use the draft, because they find themselves almost 300 meters behind the front three now. So I missed some of the action there, but we're back at the front. Spin Jedi leading the way. Guate, Sonne 15. Sonne 15, member of Team GRC. I know who I'm rooting for. So yeah, if you're ever looking at the profile on the bottom of the screen, I do this a lot. So I pre-download all my rides. It's just what I do, and I will continue to do. I think it's just one other way to eliminate problems that may arise. And you've heard me say this a million times, and if you haven't, you know, the video is going to be streamed to you if you're not downloaded. Anything can happen whilst it's streaming. You know, like your internet provider could go down, their Rouvy servers could go down, a server along the way could go down, your rider could be having a little bit of a hissy fit, your entire family might be coming over or sitting in the living room and you're finishing up a ride and they just swamp your Wi-Fi. You just don't know, right? You just don't know. So I think it's nice just to pre-download. So I always have like 3 or 4 rides pre-downloaded, feeling on, like, so I can, do I want to do a bit of a climb? Do I want to do a flat? That's what I do. And so what that allows me to do is I watch the rides a lot. So if I know there's a climb I want to do and I'm a little bit, maybe I'm mentally tired, I'm a little bit fatigued, I have to kind of break that ride up into chunks. So I'll look at, say, the 900 meters of climbing, and what I'll do is, like, so let's use Sonne 15 for example here. You can look on the bottom here, and we're on Sonne himself. Sonne at this point has climbed 225 meters with 107 remaining. So that kind of lets you know, oh, okay, so most of the climbing is front end loaded. And yes, you can see that from the profile picture. We all know that. 2/3 of the climbing on this one are in the front half, with 1/3 at the back end. But sometimes it's really nice to just dig into the details and have a better look. Sometimes the little colored picture doesn't tell you the whole story, especially if there's a lot of false flatty in there. A lot of the yellows that are actually probably 2 and 3% that are going to grind you down. So if we were to do this too, so I'll demonstrate this. Let's jump back here. Looks like, okay, that's where Forco broke down when he crashed. If you look at Meow here, and Dez, and Honest Jack, let's use Honest Jack for an example, he's climbed 137 meters with 195 remaining. So if you ever find yourself in a position where you're just like, I don't feel it today, how am I going to do this climb? That's a good way to break it down for yourself. Okay, I'm the first one, I'm going to climb 100 meters. That second kind of major climb, I said, I think it's about 75 meters. I think it was 80. Close enough. But you just break it down into little chunks. And I mean, yes, we're using small increases. I mean, 75, 80, whoop-de-doo. It's not a lot. But I think you can use this too for like the bigger climbs. Like I'm already looking at like Monte Grappa. I'm going to do all those climbs this time. I hope. Because I do have a vacation coming up and I'll be gone for 10 days of that challenge time. I got to figure out how I'm going to break them down to make it work in my head. So anyways, front three, flying away, back 280 meters. Interesting here, Jetro and Lucas maybe, are able to maintain that gap or limit the damage. It's not growing. They're holding them where they're at. We jump back 500 meters. We got Alex and Bashak still together. These two are just having a great workout today. Probably a lot of coordination, 3.5, 4 watts per kilo there. Backing up another 750 meters, we got, this is going to be a really good group to follow. Yayoreki, look at this, Anthony's back. Anthony's back. Yes. We got Anthony, Yayoreki, and Morrow. Dirk Yeager is in the fold now. Jesse's there as well. So, again, Jesse had that very slow start. Could be anything. He could have literally gotten on the bike late. He could have been, watching some TV when the race went off and be like, whoa, okay, I got to go. He might have just started slow. Just, hey, man, I'm just going to get out there, warm up the legs, 2 watts per kilo. Look at this. Jesse's making an attack as we speak. 10 watts per kilo there for a couple seconds. Yeah, that was kind of a really aggressive attack there. Did I catch that right? Jesse just went on a bit of a tear just to get to the front. Everyone's reacting now, getting back on. Wonder if Jesse just got up out of the saddle for a couple seconds there, and it just kind of really amplified the power. So, we are on these little rollers here. So we got a few more rollers to go. So like I said, we've been through 2/3 of the climbing already. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move our way back. So again, this group is Dirk, Yayoreki, Anthony, Jesse Margolius, and Morrow. Jumping back, we got Jill's here with Gidgar. Just 500 meters, less than 500 meters back, we got Neil. John, SR71, is riding with David, 1951. They're just finishing up the long descent here. Getting ready for the next rollers. As soon as they're done this little descent, you got some false flatty to the split. And then the first little bump up. Let's just do the jump to that bump up. That's where Bashak is right now with Alex. And I'm sure these two are coordinating. If Bashak gets ahead a little bit here, there is an 8-9 meter gap. Alex is going to come back on. See, Alex is working his way back on right now. Another benefit of being on Discord or whatever communication method you have. I'm not saying they're using Discord to communicate right now. They could. But a lot of people will jump into the Team GRC Discord and talk about how they want to do the ride. I mean, everyone does this. Some people were talking today about riding slow at the back. And so those people will all jump together and say, yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, this is a nice group. This group of 5 is really nice here. I like this. This is fun. We're just going to jump back a little bit more here. David, 1951. SR71 is with David. Jumping back to Amanda. Danon and Kraken have Amanda in their sights right now. Then we're going back to Grossgrat. Nico. Nelly, 68. Kristen. Kristen's on the downhill now. Scottish Terrier, Ruck, Misha, KB Jake, 918 Swim Bike Run, Andy Lloyd, Meow, Des Dyer, Honest Jack. Now, I know Jack here is riding conservatively today, and again, I did see some comments. Jack's riding to a certain power, recovering from a minor injury, I believe. I hope it's a minor injury. So been told to take it easy. So smart training, Jack. Back to the front, still got our group of 3. Spin Jedi, Sone, and Guate. Hey, so I'm going to ride later today. I'm going to go probably pretty light. So yesterday, we went out Friday night. Daughter's birthday. She turned 24. Isn't that crazy? Had a really fun night out. Got a call from the neighbor. Our mini donkey was on their property, hanging out with their horses. So we got them home in the morning, no big deal. And then we got some other animals. I was trying to build a new enclosure for them, so I spent the whole day doing that. Basically fencing. So some of the fencing is wire work. Parts of the fencing is putting boards down low so like the goats can't get under the wire, Many donkeys are bad for that too. If you just have wire set up for horses, even if it's barbed, they'll just go under and roll the wire along their back. I mean, their fur is really tough and thick on their backs. So that's how that dude's getting out to go visit the neighbors. So I worked all day, and Not something you have to be cardio tough for. Look at this. Guate's pushing hard at the front. 6 watts per kilo, trying to shake off the other two riders. But Sonny and Spin Jedi are responding perfectly here. They're just like literally matching powers. Whatever you do, I'm going to do like 0.1 more. That's what you need to do when you're climbing. They're almost at the top of this one. This one, you know, this is an actual real little climb. You're at 7.5%, 8%. Still climbing, getting close to the top. So you can see here, I wonder how much climbing. We're going to have just a tiny bit of climbing left after we get to the top of this guy. But I think there's going to be just 0.1% falls flat. Spin Jedi's just falling off a little bit. Guate and Sonny escaping at 6.5 watts per kilo. Spin Jedi, just hang on, 4.5 watts per kilo. Ride your own ride. Get to that top. You got the descent to work with now. And then still quite a bit of flat. We're still 5 kilometers out from the finish. So Spin Jedi just needs to take a couple deep breaths here, get over the top, and start just bombing down the hill. Try to get back on. Hopefully the other two kind of like just lit it up a little bit too hard. Trying to shake each other off. Could play into Spin Jedi's favor. We don't know yet. Bouncing back, let's take a look here. We got Jetro, Lucas Vecchi. So these are the two that got shot out the back of the climb before. Not really sure what happened there. I wasn't around. I was busy talking about something else. And again, Bashak and Alex still together. This is teammates in action right here. This group's going to be fun, like I keep saying. Yaya Recchi, Dirk Yeager, Jesse, Anthony. We've lost Morrow. Did we lose Morrow? Yeah, we've lost Morrow. Morrow's actually, there was 5 here. So Morrow's just fallen off the pace a little bit. Could he? Well, Gilles and Gidgar are still 500 meters back behind Morrow. I thought there might be a catch, but Morrow might be riding alone today. So this group of 4 now with Yaya Recchi, and I think it was in the last climb, Yaya Recchi attacked them all on the climb. So let's see what happens here. I'm just going to jump back to Anthony. Yeah, so there's been an attack. Anthony's just holding on. 20 meters back. This is doable, Anthony. Totally doable. Just hold your power. Yaya Recchi's letting off now. Probably doesn't want to do all the work. Look at that. Yaya Recchi just dropped down to 1 watt per kilo there. I'm not sure if Yaya blew up there. Let's just keep a close eye on him here. Anthony's coming over his shoulder now. So Yaya Recchi started that attack. And I'm not sure if they had a little bit of a mechanical there, a bit of a disconnect. Then they're down to extremely, I saw 1.2, 1.6 watts per kilo, which does not seem normal. Jesse and Dirk went around, and now Anthony's gone around too. Okay, Yaya's getting back up to some power that I would expect. Jesse may take advantage of this here, pushing 4.5 watts per kilo. He knows he's only got Dirk with him. Anthony's 30 meters back, and they can all see this, folks. They're watching the leaderboard on the side, seeing the distances between each other. It's kind of like having your director sportif in your ear. Director sportif, if you're not familiar, I know you all are. But just in case on some wild chance, someone that's never watched cycling before decides to watch this video. They won't, but I got to do this. Director sportif, that's coach. They're riding along in a car, relaying information to you, usually through an earpiece. Telling you what's going on the road with team radios and stuff like that. There's been a lot of talk about that. And I mean, they've had team radios forever now. Forever. But a lot of people say it kind of takes away from the racing. Like, you know where everyone is on the course at any given time. Which I kind of agree with. Just going to jump to the front here. So we got the 2 at the front. Spin Jedi's only 100 meters back. Kenny Bridge back. Riding, pushing more power than they are at the moment. So if we watch closely, we're on the flat. Actually, we're going downhill still. So we are going, see, this looked false flatty to me. I mean, there's going to be maybe at the very end, that's what I'm going to look at. It looks like it kind of goes back up here on the profile. Spin Jedi's putting in the time trial here. to chase back on, slowly bringing it down. I think he will get back on. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Guate's reacting now. Trying to get the power up. Looking back here, I just saw Lucas going at 7 watts per kilo. Probably just settling in on the flats. Actually, they're still just coming down the hill. About 2% downhill here. Jetro 20 meters back. Then Alex and Bashak. Just look at these two riding side by side. In the 3 watt per kilo zone. Let's see what Jesse did back here. So we got Jesse. Now has a 50 meter gap over Dirk. Yeah, these two got away. So Anthony's now 250 meters back with Yaya Reki pursuing. So Anthony will be fighting for this 10th spot against Yaya Reki. Yaya's chasing hard. See, that's, I mean, look at Yaya riding here. You know, a solid 3 watts per kilo. Just trying to see numbers here. Looks like probably 80, 90, 85 kilogram rider. 80 kilogram rider, something like that. Is trying to get back on with Anthony here. So I think something happened to Yaya when he made that attack up that hill. Ooh, who knows? Maybe his chain skipped really bad. Maybe his gears are caught in the back as he's dragging his way back onto Anthony. Pushing hard. So he's going to do a 4 watt per kilo push to bridge back up to Anthony here. Awesome work by Yaya Reki. This could be a tactical move by Anthony too. Let's get back together. Maybe we can pull back to these two ahead of us because there's still time. They still have almost 3 kilometers to go here. Got the dogs going nuts. Hopefully there's no more... maybe the donkey came home. Could you imagine? That would save me a lot of work. Sane, 8 watts per kilo here. Sorry, the mouse is in the middle of the screen. Trying to get away from Guade right now. Probably made that push when I wasn't around again because he saw Spin Jedi coming back. So now Sani is just going solo to the finish. Guade's chasing though at 10 watts per kilo here. Nice job, these two. So Sani 15, Guade 1 and 2, bouncing back to Spin Jedi. Did you see that jump away there, folks? Yeah, thank you. I know. Perfect timing, right? How I jumped away. Sorry for those who don't know. That's just the running thing I talk about. Yep, I think someone's at the house here. Dogs are going ballistic. It's probably my neighbor. Bringing the donkey home. So we got Jetro in 4th place with Lucas Vecchi. It's going to be for our top 5, folks. I'm going to try to just ignore those dogs. I'm just tempted to run to the door, but let's just keep watching here. So sprint, 8 watt per kilo. Lucas is trying to bridge back on here. We got 500 meters to go. That's a long ways out. Jetro is now accelerating too. Both pushing over 7 watts per kilo here, folks. 8 watts out of Lucas. Can he bring him back? He's got 20 meters to go with the, you know, we're still 400 meters out. Wow. These two are pushing 7 watts a kilo all the way to the finish. Okay, looks like Lucas said that's enough. I almost threw a rod in my engine there. I'm going to chill out now. Just down to the 2 watts per kilo. Probably maxed out the heart rate. Jetro will wrap up 4th with Lucas in 5th. I think the dogs are going to start howling, folks. This is quite the day. Let's see what Alex and Bashak are going to do here. So Lucas is going to get 5th place. Bashak and Alex come in for 6th and 7th. Still riding strong, over 3 watts per kilo. Bashak pushing to the front. Are these two going to have a friendly little sprint here? Could this get cheeky? Oh, Bashak's accelerating 6, 7, 8, 8.5, 9.5, 10 watts per kilo. Coming to the finish. Alex just pushing steady at 3.5. He's just going to finish that way. Ooh, see, yeah, that was amateur hour by me. That's what if I don't do it right, it's totally amateur hour. I'm the first person to call myself out. Jesse, brilliant ride here. All the way from the back. Slowly moved up the field. Don't know what position was when I first saw him. Saw his name and thought, well, maybe he's going easy today. Then I saw him in 16th. And then I saw him in 11th. And here he is going to be taking 8th place. And fought for it, too. Had to make key attacks. Let's just watch Jesse finish here. We're going to back up a little bit so I can just go see what is going on at my house here.